And I want to thank her for that. And I agree with that book, Ethel. The author said that hell is separation from God, a choice that we personally make. And I can live with this idea. We have free will, and many of us choose comfort and fun over loving God, personal use of money over helping others, going to the golf course over going to church. Personally, I choose Christ, which leads me further and further into joy. And in my older age, I am pretty sure that most of the time I see the world sort of through a Jesus filter that has come through this kind of personal faith for years and years. I confess it doesn't always work. My husband could probably tell you about that. But that would be the forgiveness sermon, which would be a good one to do. I thought I would describe this personal joy through fruits and vegetables. In this bag, carefully picked, is the first vegetable I have ever grown. I listened to the green team, and after years of trying with no success, we put a little tiny garden in the middle of our front yard where we actually have sun. And there it is, little pea pot. And then I had to stop at a special at the Piggly Wiggly and brought this. Does anybody know why? You do? No, you're just raising your hand. I think I told somebody. Okay, I hate to go on and on about the baby thing. No, I don't. But I'm going to be a grandma, and every week I get an update. And this week, the baby is as long as a banana from her little head to her heels. Isn't that cute? She's a big one. Banana. I asked a few other people around here how they experience joy, and this first one is my favorite. I sat on a little creek bank and saw a frog about 1 inch long. He was sitting on a branch catching bugs as they flew by. After each catch and swallow, the frog took his little hand and wiped his mouth. Here's another one. Probably can tell who this one is. Shopping for wedding gowns and seeing the joy on my daughter's face as she looked at her reflection. Singing familiar hymns that I like. I wish I had more. I think that real joy is knowing that I am God's beloved child. And this joy of knowing that I am God's beloved child is about as far away as hell as I can go. Henry Nouwen, one of my favorite theologians, defines hell as the refusal to choose life. I can live with that idea. Hell is the refusal to choose life. It's not a punishment for wrongdoing, according to Henry Nouwen. And the Good Shepherd will someday, after our death, look at all of us kindly and say, "You chose life? Come along this way. You chose to hold a grudge or whatever else happened, and you get to go that way." Because if you never chose God, if you never chose Christ, why would you want to go into their presence after you died? You didn't like them when you were alive. Why would you like them after death? So you might as well just go down this different path to the left. I want to tell one more story. One of my dear friends was a member here quite a while ago, and she was a nurse. Now, and I did check this out with her because she keeps going up and up and up and getting her doctorate and all that kind of things. But now she's the head administrator of nursing at Mankato State in Minnesota. I'm saying their credentials because of the story I'm going to tell. When she was a nurse here, she often would arrive in rooms or be in rooms when people were dying or had just died, and she always felt a sense of awe and grace and love when this happened. But one time, she entered the room of a particularly nasty man right after he had died, and she claimed, this very sensible woman claimed, that there was a pronounced feeling of evil in the room. So, I don't know what to make of that, but I thought I would tell the story. Life and death, heaven and hell are all mysteries. The good news is that we go forward in faith. And in Romans 14, none of us lives to himself alone, and none of us dies to himself alone. If we live to the Lord. And if we die to the Lord. So whether we live or die, we belong to the Lord. Amen.